you doing, man?
Pretty good. Just catching everyone up on the news we have this morning from our great president here. Looks like 25% tariffs on India.
Oh,
Uh,
snap. Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
something
The
going
markets
on with
like it. I didn't even notice it because the markets didn't do anything. They went up.
yeah. Yeah, it was about 30 minutes ago and Trump released something. They put out a White House addressing threats to the United States by the government of Russia. So,
Yeah, this is about the oil that India is buying from Russia.
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. The oil, which I was looking at CL, kind of a muted reaction there as well. Not much to it. So just interesting because it brought the
Yeah,
volatility.
that is that is strange. I wonder what VIX is dropping today too. Everything's all right. So tariffs are in a bullish now.
I guess so. I
Tariffs
mean,
are bullish.
we don't really have any news this week, so this is enough to move the market right there.
Yeah. This is a really weird week. We're gonna go over today, like all this we're going to go over all the some of these earnings. This is such a weird. I mean, if you go ahead and you look at just this 3 minute chart on SPX today, man, it's
Here, let me drop
uh,
my screen here so you can show
I,
everyone.
I mean, if you look at I mean, this is just it doesn't know what to do. Even go to the 3 minute chart, it doesn't know what to do. I mean, we're basically in the opening range still, right? An hour and a half into the markets. So
Mm-hmm.
it might be going. I mean, we're going to probably go up today. I wouldn't think that we're going to dip below. We have a bounce off of 6,300. That's a nice, good round number that the algos like. So I don't feel like we're gonna dip below there today. I don't know. What do you think? It looks like Kane. We had the rebalancing of the portfolios. Now we just got the passive flows coming in for the beginning of the month,
Yep.
grinding higher. Going to hit what? Go back to 63, 65 maybe if we can break through this 35, 335.
Yeah, for me it looks mostly like chop for if we're talking like for the week. But
Yeah.
intraday, 6350 on that SPX for sure is a like that's way above where we are right now. But that's what Gamma implies we won't go any higher than that. Looks like 6340 below that is going to be a little bit of a struggle as well. So,
What's
excuse
the
me.
IV today?
Yeah, not too much higher than where we are.
Okay.
But I would expect more chop than a directional move.
Yeah.
So if we get to those levels, it's going to be like a slow sludge through the mud.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is what it's been. Um, yeah, man, I'll tell you. So it's weird because we were in this Apple spread that did not work out because Trump announced a deal with Apple. Man, I tell you, dude, pretty solid technical lines. I had Trump announces a deal with Apple. I don't even know what it was, but it caused Apple to rise, soar. Um, this is interesting though. So this is why, I wonder if the we have different companies are reacting differently to these tariffs, obviously, of course, but I would have thought Shopify would have been really hard hit. Um, because a lot of these guys are drop shippers from China, right? You have a Shopify store. I don't know if anybody knows what drop shipping is. Who knows what drop shipping is in the audience? Yeah. So it's like basically you throw up a fancy store on Shopify, you get the cool cart checkout page, and you will sell widgets. And when you sell one, you just forward it to the Alibaba manufacturer in China, and then they ship it from Guangzhou or wherever, and to your customer. I'm pretty sure drop shipping that was big in like 2014. I think it probably is still pretty big on the Shopify front. So, and the de minimis exemptions that Trump ended also should have hurt Shopify more, but it didn't. I'm surprised. Very surprised
Hmm.
about But then you have companies like Cat, which reported, I believe, yesterday, and they said tariffs are going to hit them hard. I'm not sure on what front it's going to hit them hard though. So probably want to dig into that. And yeah, I don't know. You ever had a Shopify store, Blake or Kane?
I've never.
Go ahead. Yeah. My wife has had it because she manufactures supplements and skincare. So she's had
Oh,
shop
nice,
stores. Yeah.
nice.
I have heard of some people like using that, like where you'll post the product, and then if
Yeah,
you get the sales on it, then you find the product and ship it out. Like you don't buy the product before, you just
yeah.
try to find the best product that sells, and then once you sell it, then you go get the product and ship it out, which I mean, I guess is a good idea in theory.
Yeah, yeah, that was like a lot of biz op stuff back like 2016, 2014 was all about doing that, getting the page up, testing it, and then pre-selling it. I had a
Mm-hmm.
little vegan merchandise store back in 2016 that I actually used Shopify for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bet that did good.
well, I made $3,000, and then I was like, it's a lot of work, and I didn't care. I'm not vegan, so I didn't really care about it. I just want to test it out.
I was gonna ask you, like,
Yeah,
where
no,
did
no,
that
dude.
get going?
I order. I'm a huge meat eater, man. I'm like, I order. Me and my wife, we have a meat freezer. We just order quarter cow every 4 months, 5 months, and just
Yep.
200 pounds of meat from a local farm.
There you go.
I'm like the opposite of vegan.
Good carnivore.
Yeah, vegetables are toxic, dude.
That's what I've heard. I've heard hey, this
Vegetables,
carnivore diet's the new thing.
yeah, vegetables don't want to be eaten, folks. That's the truth. Okay. Look, you come to these for market insights and nutrition insights. The vegetables, they don't want to be eaten, right? Fruits want to be eaten. That's why they're so tasty. Um, but
Oh my gosh.
but
That's
yeah,
funny.
so pretty interesting stuff. I mean, a ton. I mean, really interesting earnings. Honestly, McDonald's. We were talking about, I think, what, a couple weeks ago with me, you, and Chris, talking about the spicy Fiesta wrap.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it paid off. Looks like it paid off for Mickey D's.
Nice.
Um,
The old
yeah,
snack wrap.
yeah, the product innovation, man. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think McDonald's has a good chance to break out. Actually, I'm probably going to send out this trade for our wave traders today. Is anybody in Wave Trader that's on this call? We're probably going to trade McDonald's. I like it showing on the wave indicator today. Um, I do think we have some upside on this. Probably take like a month out, just try and get. Probably I don't think we're going to get this move up to 320, but I think now if you do break over, we could see a move up into the when the basically this 314 zone. So probably going to try and target an option.
What's the basic premise of your wave indicator without giving away all the secret sauce?
Oh, so basically it's let me how do I'm just gonna hide this Fibonacci real quick so you can see it better. So it's moving average ribbons.
Okay.
So I love moving averages, and um what's better than one moving average or two moving averages? 20 moving averages. All stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
What I like about this setup in particular, though, is that and if you just turn off the wave, you can see that we're basically we're bumping off that 9. We're over the
Yep.
50 now as well. The 20 is lagging strangely, but the 9 is above the 50. I do think the 20 is gonna. The fact that we had this tried to sell off, but we did bounce above that. But it's moving average, and then the sort of the secret sauce though is like the math between the breakout on the moving averages, like the momentum that lies underneath when these moving averages cross, and what the differentials are, and we can use that to plot basically like a profit target line based on the momentum on the either to the downside, right? So if it's a put, it would be you'd have a line down here, and if it's a call, this is what gets printed. So this is basically like the profit target of the stock where it's going to move, and then we base our options plays off of that.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
so yeah, so that's going to be. I'm going to talk about a little more about that towards the end here. So if anyone's interested in learning more, stick around because I'm going to tell you all about how this thing works and show you, what we've been doing with it and how. And this is an indicator, right? So anybody can plug this into Thinkorswim or TradingView, and
Yeah,
it
it's
shows you.
smart throwing that momentum on because otherwise, how do you know it's not just going to shot? Like, why didn't you get that signal on the 28th when you have a lot of these crossovers and that green versus today? That momentum is what tells you like, hey, I'm not chopping anymore. I'm actually moving, and in which direction. So I like it.
Right. And it's not perfect. Like you can see here, the call, like this call honestly would have been fine, but you would have maybe been stopped out probably from yesterday.
Mm.
It's not. So you do have to use some discretion, which is why it's good when we have like a strong price breakout over it, and you can see that it's really breaking out over because the whole when it's that kind of mix, like you see here, like on the 28th, if we go back to what you were saying, yeah, it's green, like the moving averages are moving up, but like you're not when the short terms are stacking over and over and crossing over the more stable longer term ones is when you want to get into that really momentum breakout rather than just because this could go anywhere, right? I mean, it could go, yeah, it's over some of the shorter term, but it still hasn't broken over like the 50 or the 20 here. So kind of filter that out. And then you can kind of see how and it works on, daily or intraday. We've had folks using this. One of my best traders for us, man, I think he unfortunately had some health issues. He had to kind of pull back, but he was just crushing it with this thing, man. He was making like some days he made like 30K 30K in one day just by intraday trading on like SPY and
Nice.
QQQ because you can see like if you go to like SPY or something and we go to actually yesterday probably would have been a great example because we did have a lot of action. And for memory purposes, the for memory purposes for the indicator, so it's fast. The lines get cut out after the new one's formed. But you can see here on SPY, right? So if you went in on the call signal today at SPY, you took the 630 call option, you hit the profit line, you would have been, looking good, looking pretty on that. And I'm judging by, I don't know what this put probably would have paid out too, just judging by where I'm pretty sure the line would have been on that put.
Yeah.
I would have,
Yeah.
could have gotten like just ridden the waves up and then down on this thing. So
That's awesome. And that's just from this morning.
yeah, let's look at yesterday, man, because yesterday was probably a pretty good day. Yeah, so this put would have played out. This call probably would have played out good. You'd have you put and then let's see what this call back here. Let me just use my mouse. I don't know why I'm using my trackpad. This call false start, right? But the cool thing about it too is it kind of factors in stop. So if you're in a call and a put gets printed out, time to exit that call, man, because it's done. Momentum was a false breakout, exit, right? So set that stop to that line to the next reverse signal, whether it's call or a put. And you take that put wherever that profit target line was. Probably honestly, because it was such a tight action here, probably would have been pretty close, maybe right here. So you think if you took a 631 or 630 put on SPY, probably 631, you would have taken maybe 632. Yeah, it probably would have been about six. Yeah, because the line would have been here, so it's in between the strikes. Take 631 or 632. Wouldn't have really mattered. You would have captured that full down move, and gotten a nice little profit from SPY. So, but yeah, man, pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Chris, how's it going? What
What's up?
happened?
Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, we had smoke detectors going off in the entire house for like 5 minutes. So I was just finishing up a webinar. I'm like, let's figure this out first. It's a little noisy in here.
Yeah, nice.
So all good. Just taking a look at some of the earnings overnight, fellas. Uber, Shopify, Novo Nordisk, Walt Disney, McDonald's,
Yeah.
DraftKings. DraftKings gonna be today after close, but Shopify, big pop to the upside, up around 23.5%, fading a little bit. But dude, some of these fills have been really difficult to get. I've been trying to, I'm really trying to fade some of these like big earnings pops, just in case the market's going to remain kind of choppy through August and September. And I had a 150 by 155 on Shopify. We came up to 156 and change, almost 157. Couldn't get filled. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm a little. It's like I'm not going to take a lesser fill, but I'm not settling for like a 30 to 35% credit when I can hopefully get like a 50%. I want like a risk reward of 1 to 1, if not better. But it's tough. It's been tough. I've only had like a couple trades fire off of the 10, 15 that I've been posting. So it's okay. I'm just being really picky. But Shopify had a nice pop. Uber didn't really do much. The candle's down for the day, but earnings showed
Just go
beat on
plug in
top
my
and
laptop
bottom by
here.
a sliver. Disney falling a little bit. I'd love to get some Disney around 80 bucks. I don't know if I'm going to get that trade. McDonald's up a
Yeah,
little
dude, we
bit.
were talking about that before you logged on, man. Remember we were talking about the spicy Fiesta wrap?
Yeah, is it the hottest thing since the Big Mac and the Happy Meal or something or what?
Apparently, judging by what they said.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry, Doug. I didn't mean to type McD. I was meant to type that into type that into trading view here. Yeah. So we were talking which where is my so I was saying probably gonna trade this on so go so I was telling people probably with the wave trader, which uses the wave indicator, I would say I'm probably gonna go long, trying to get McDonald's up to 314. I think we have a good shot at sort of hitting there
Yeah.
based on this. So if we're for wave trader folks, I don't know if anybody is in here from that service, but we are gonna I'll send that out later today. I don't think we're gonna I'm not gonna enter I don't know if 320 is in the cards, like in terms of before we can, we'll probably go be a little more conservative, but 314 or so. I can see us hitting based on McDonald's. I feel like it's been a weird earnings season, honestly. I don't know.
Well,
If you go
what's
back to
what's your take on this week? Like this week we had like 1,270 companies, but last week was all about market cap. So I almost feel like last week mattered more than this week. Even though there's
yeah,
a ton of companies, we just had like such heavy hitters with Mag Sevens last week, and Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. That's just so much market cap up for grabs for that week. And the timing of like end of July popping up there, fading a little bit through August, having a bummer non-farm payroll announcement, having tariff liberate or kind of tariff deadline. Copper had a crazy move last week. Like last week was pretty nuts. So I actually, Alex, would you mind going to just like SPX? I think this is what I'm watching for this week. Um, that's pretty perfect. If you have a line on the top from July 31st and the line just go horizontal, but like below the low on Friday of last week, and then above the high on Thursday, we're stuck right in the middle. This is now 3 trading days inside that range. That's about it's like 3.3%, almost 3.4% on the S&P. So if I'm watching prices this week, if I want to see like what the next big catalyst is, we have inflation data coming next week with CPI, PPI for the U.S. on Tuesday and Thursday, or it's Tuesday, Wednesday. But I still don't know what the headline CPI is forecasted to be. I just know that it's been going up. We were as low as 2.3, and now we're back up to 2.9 on core. We're as low as 2.3. I think we went up to 2.7 or 2.8 on headline. So I mean, inflation's been going up. We know that, but the economy it's just I guess it depends on how much weight the market puts on, oh my gosh, higher inflation. I mean, if we have headline CPI creeping back up to 3%, that's probably not a good thing, as far as how the markets maybe interpret it. But what we do have from the Fed right now is it looks like probabilities are increasing that the Fed's going to cut 3 times this year. Did you guys see that Bank of America and Morgan Stanley both said there's no way the bank's going to cut this year? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's insane. It's like I don't I mean, watch the Fed watch tool. That's the futures market. That's pretty much like your betting market. I think the Fed is going to cut. The probability of a rate cut in September is like 91%. I don't think that's going to go to less than 50. I think that's a massive shift, and I don't know what would change that narrative. And obviously, if the Fed didn't cut in September, I think our president's going to lose his mind.
Yes.
You know, I really
Yeah,
do. Like he will be like ballistically vocal. I don't know. He might just he might take over the Fed in September if they don't cut rates. So, but obviously we talked about the reaction to the bond market and how yields are affected. But I think the Fed should not cut 50 basis points. I think it's like, don't be surprised, just go 25, 25, 25. Let's kind of get to that steady window of like less restriction. But we have to watch rates and yields carefully. But I think that it's crazy that two major banks are like, they're not going to cut. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, yes, I know inflation has been sticky, but I don't know. I guess to me, we're not entering back into like hyperinflation. The rate of change is pretty steady. So as long as we don't have just big shocks to the market, I think that everything just kind of continues as business as usual.
Yeah, I think those announcements came out last week, right? Maybe Thursday or Friday. So
Mm-hmm.
that this was before we started to see the shift in the tariffs and all that. So
Correct.
Powell started to say he started to hint that, oh, it wasn't really likely that we're going to cut rates. And so if you look at the timeline immediately after the Fed announcement, the probability of a rate cut in September dropped from like 60 something percent down to 40%. And then all of a sudden this week with the data that's coming out, then it jumped all the way up to the 90s, as Chris was saying.
Right.
So I don't think Bank of America and Morgan Stanley are up to date. They probably don't want to change their mind 2 days after they make an announcement also.
Right.
But you know, it does seem like if we are going to get those CPI prints, then the probability of us getting that rate cut goes even higher. And then pay attention to those levels that Chris gave, because those are basically the exact same levels that I was talking about yesterday so in my own room. So those are really important levels. For now, for me personally, I think we're going to chop between those levels at least for this week.
I could see that. So I actually posted a poll for my Telegram channel. It's like 2,000 followers in Telegram. I'd be curious if you guys did it in your respective channels as well. All I posted was, what do we hit first? Do we hit the all-time highs, which would be above the July 31st high, or do we take out the like August 1st low? And it's not really anything other than right now, like Kane said, are we going to go sideways for this entire week and trade in between? Maybe. The high on the SPX is around 64.27. The lows are around 62.12, and that's about a 3.33% range. So I could see us totally chop around this week. There's no major news. Next week is inflation. Maybe that gets the markets going to a little bit of a catalyst. But I think this week being so choppy, it's kind of surprising that we have so many companies with earnings, and yet it's just not really moving the needle. Positive or negative, it's not really moving the needle.
When you have a large number of companies and you're getting mixed results, then that's what you would expect, though, right? You expect it to chop. But if you have mega caps, there's only going to be one direction or the other. So.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I feel like by the 15th, which wait, that's August 6th. Which 15th is next week, but I mean, I think we could probably, I personally think that we're gonna touch up against 63, 66. If not to this week, like early next week. Now, what happens then? Do we break into the stratosphere where there was already a lot of price indecision up here above that? I guess my level is like really 63, 65 or so. And then what happens then? Do we bounce back down? Do we continue to go back up? I don't know. But that's what I think that I do foresee into next week that we at least climb up to 63, 65 or so.
You're saying, you said 63, 65?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we have had two rejections basically of 6,300. 63, at least 2 bounces off 6,300. So yeah.
Yeah, that 6,300 is a bit sticky. I mean, you go back to July 25th, it was I mean July 15th it was resistance. July 18th it was choppy support resistance. We broke below it on the 22nd, back above it on the 22nd. I mean, that kind of round number it's just interesting. Like, I'm curious how today's going to close. I'm looking at intraday levels around like 6,350 on the high side today. I think if we get up to like 63, 65 would be kind of my potential top on the day, which I'm going to
I don't think
try
we're gonna
to.
hit that in the day. Yeah,
I don't
that'd be
think we're going to hit it, but I'm saying that's based on the VIX, the VIX rule 16. We started at like 17 and change, where we had like intraday low. It's like that's kind of my potential top. So I'm trying to fade today at like 63.50, 63.55, 63.60. I'm looking to fade these highs a little bit today and see if they'll hold off.
Yeah, I might just, I wonder what I might take a credit, a put spread here at 6,300. Wonder what I can get any good stuff for that today.
Bull put.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just,
That's not that's I mean, under 63, it's like if we don't come back at all today, 63 looks pretty good. We're still offering a good amount of credit for it.
well, is it?
Well, I
Yeah,
take that back. Depends
no,
on your spread.
no.
Yeah, it depends on the spread.
I should have done that. I was looking at this at like 10, and it was like 100, it was like 85.
Yeah.
I should have just done it. Dang. Oh well. I don't know if I want to do 30, 30 cent spread.
No, that's pretty rough. I wouldn't take that trade. That's way too much risk if something turns. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm again intraday wise. Monday was kind of a wild Monday. Yesterday was volatile early morning, but it just chopped around today. It's like we just have a little bit of like floating volatility. I think it's still going to be pretty contained. I hope we stay below 63.50 today. I've got some pretty big levels. Kane, what do you have on your side for some gamma? I think 63.10 is
Yeah.
a big pivot point today. 50 is kind of my high side right now from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, same. 6350 definitely it's going to be probably pretty difficult to get beyond that. I'm seeing some at 6325 might be a sticking point as well.
Okay.
So if you're trying to pin something, I'd be choose one of those two levels.
All right, I like it. All right, I might get a little
Like a
creative here.
butterfly around there.
Yeah, a butterfly that spans that range would be great. Yeah.
Bodine, buying dip is catching a falling knife. What do you call fading this push and shorting catching a flying knife? I don't know if this is a knife. I feel like this is a grind. It's a grindstone.
Yeah,
But
it's more like I guess you're trying to stop a steamroller. Like it's moving. It's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
moving at 1 mile an hour, but you're just like trying to push, and it's like just keeps pushing it back and back and back. But it's a 1 day thing. Like I'm literally trading for today's fade. I'm not like aggressively bearish. I mean, look, I'm benefiting from every day's melt up, like we all should be. I mean, my portfolio is tilted bullish. But yeah, I'm watching my levels as I do every day. That's why I was curious if Kane had the same kind of 6350 is a pretty big resistance zone. If we get above it, I'm going to fade a little bit harder at like the 6360 and 65 zone if we get above it. So I'll keep an eye on my levels, but I'm trying to win the day.
yeah. Bodine, yeah, the intraday looks kind of crazy. It's kind of look also looks like nothing. I mean, now we do have a solid breakout. Ooh, and we are above 63.36, which is the so yeah. I mean, it was pretty weird action this morning. Prior to 10:30 or so. Ooh, Blake talking about AEO is moving up again. We just got this, saw on my unusual flows scanner app. We did this AEO trade I think it was 2 days ago on all the Trump Sydney Sweeney stuff. Got a pretty nice gain on that. Looks like it's
Hottest market trend.
yeah, man. It's like I'm glad we got out actually when we did because it sold off hard yesterday. It's moving up, but yeah, we got like this move here. Um, but yeah, I don't know. So what's interesting though? So I have this Nvidia earnings are the 27th. Is that correct?
Let me check. In August, right? Or September?
I think it's in August.
27th. You're right. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like so we had some so the chip companies have not been great. AMD, SMCI, they both uh and I think TSM as well. Did they report? Yeah, they did. Um they all have been poor performers after earnings. So I guess it's so this is just kind of the theory I'm having. Like we're going to grind up until I think we're probably going to grind up for August. I could be wrong. August tends to be a very volatile month, but it's kind of like all eyes on SPX. I mean, not on SPX. All eyes on Nvidia, like on the 27th. So I feel like that's either going to like we're going to make it through August, rolling over into September. Nvidia reports the end of the month. Then we got the Labor Day weekend. So it's like if they report good, I think that could be it's like we set the stage for the rest of the quarter. Um at least going I think it would probably buoy the markets. But I feel like a lot is dependent on now that most of the mega caps have reported where all eyes are kind of on Nvidia, right?
Right.
Um but it's interesting because SMCI sold off hard. Now these gaps are probably going to be filled. So what's interesting, and Giodi is talking about this, is that their AMD is bouncing off of the lows today. Let's look at the lows. Yeah, I mean a little bit. I do wonder. So I saw on the unusual flows app. You go to AMD. And I thought about sending this out to folks, but if it'll load, there you go. A ton of call volume coming in at 170, 170 here. Got some 165s. But that's oh man, I don't know. I mean, do we? But on this, these are all on the 8th as well. So and there's some on the August 5th. One on August 15th for 162. But a lot of these calls, the majority of it, 170 by the 8th, and I just don't really. I do think that we'll probably fill this gap on these semis, but I don't know if I don't know. 170 seems pretty aggressive. I mean, I suppose we could by what Friday maybe hit there. I don't know, but I'm probably not going to take that trade or send it out to Telegram, even though we have a pretty good amount of unusual call option going on there. But just because I think the gap probably will be filled, but I'm not quite sure when. I don't think it'll hit 170 by the end of the week. I wonder.
That was the expiration of AMD to hit 170 by this week.
Yeah, on the 8th. Yeah.
Wow. That's
That's
aggressive.
pretty, yeah, that is aggressive. Plus, you got to make up for the premium, so it's got to go above 170, unless you think it's going to go up tomorrow.
Right. Exactly. It doesn't seem like a high probability play there. I wonder what the one.
Just by the way, big shout out to Apple and Tesla today. Apple's up 4.64%. So I'd see a lot of our gains are probably due to that. With another 3 trillion market cap just ripping on the day. I mean, that's an outlier move for Apple. Tesla's up 3.25%. Walmart's up over $100 again. I've got some collar trades that I might get Walmart called away. I might roll it. I think Walmart's good roll if I'm in the money. Positions on that. Let me take a look here. Yeah, freaking. I mean, this market's gone literally straight up since 10:25 a.m. Like literally straight up. Freaking, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
This intraday stuff can sometimes drive you nuts.
That's from the news that they're doing another $100 billion in U.S. manufacturing.
Okay.
Right here, yeah. Announced a 100 billion U.S. manufacturing plan, raising the total investment to 600 billion, includes a Texas factory for AI servers and 20,000 R&D jobs. So,
Are they actually gonna be human jobs?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
R&D seems pretty vague. We can have a robot do R&D.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I would think that Apple might bounce below. I mean, we'll see if it this is kind of this resistance line I had for Apple. I think it could probably bounce. Maybe it breaks through here. Maybe it doesn't. But I mean, dude, that's crazy. It's crazy that what is it? Apple 3 trillion? 4? Is it 4 trillion? That was 4. I don't know.
It's not 4 yet.
It's not
That's
4 yet.
3.18.
3.18. It's crazy.
Microsoft got 4. Nvidia got 4.
Yeah.
They're hanging right there.
It's crazy that Apple's just moves this. This is not normal price action.
No, not at all.
For a company that size, but that's what we have now.
That's attributing to probably most of the gains today, though. That's a big move on Apple.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I said I think a lot of the gains today are attributed to that big move in Apple. Like that's an unusual move for Apple to be up 4+% today.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Trump can move anything with his tweets.
Hey,
I guess he didn't tweet this, but whatever, same principle. News
Yeah.
announcements.
and if he can move American Eagle, he can move the whole market.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's wild. I mean, but again, just back to the chip things real quick. Again, SMCI, like these, man, I don't know. The chip companies are not doing as hot, and they led really the chip companies, mainly Nvidia. I mean, there's other companies that probably led this bull market, but I do think a lot rested on the constant expansion of the semiconductor space. So, if that starts to flag, and Nvidia starts to flag, which I don't think it will. Like, I feel like they'll just announce another $7 billion in revenue growth. But we'll see. I think a lot of especially September, what the regime is going to be for September rests on that Nvidia.
Yeah. Well, from a technical standpoint, I mean, is the chart broken where Nvidia never goes down ever again? It's like I still think the previous highs, that 150 to 153 level was a key resistance, and then we finally broke through it. So I mean, if we have any type of pullback, 155, 153 zone, I mean, it's like I wouldn't mind looking into kind of position for a dip. It's hard to want to fade Nvidia. I think it's probably a fool's game to fade it, but it's like at some point the stock has to have some reality check. I mean, I've got overbought conditions, I've got divergence. We've gone up, I think we've gone up 100% since the lows in April, 112% straight up. So I think sideways minimum, sideways minimum. We come into earnings. It's like we could have some chop. I'm actually wondering, I don't know, maybe this is silly, but I'm like, maybe before earnings, if I could get like a little like iron condor and kind of, 185 by 170 and see if, I don't know, I'm gonna look at that right now, see if there's any premium there. It's probably a stupid trade, but I'm gonna look at it for entertainment purposes.
I feel like it might blow it out, like
earnings or just before?
After earnings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to trade something. So earnings is the 27th. I can go 22nd expiration.
I got you.
And try to maybe, I'll like just fade the expected move. So I've got one. The high is around 183. The lows are on 170 or 171. So if I make that 183, I'll go 185 and 170. I mean, I could do a strangle for 476. And then obviously on the downside, I wouldn't mind taking some shares, but I don't want to own Nvidia at 170. It's like dude, I own it at, I bought it at like $82 this year. Yeah. So I'm not interested in adding more shares at 170. But for a 250 wide, this isn't bad, guys. I can do a 250 wide iron condor and get $1.20. It's not bad. Like I'm selling some high deltas. I'm selling like 30 deltas here. But that's a pretty good trade for a couple weeks if we chop around. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You can probably find some pretty good skew in there too. Like either call put skew or even skew among the strikes. You can find some like incorrectly priced IV among the strikes.
Yeah.
And then build a vertical like that, then you'll probably get a pretty good opportunity there.
If I go so I can do a 25 delta call for $1.78, and I can do a 21 delta put for $1.74. So I can go a little bit further down on the put side and still get the same premium.
There you go.
What's your expiration? The 20s,
I go 22nd. So I go pre-earnings. Yeah, I go pre-earnings. Let me see. Actually, I kind of want to go tighter on the call side, Kane. Like if I went 85 by 87.50, That gives me over $1, and I'm risking 140 to make 110. If I can turn 110 into like, 50, 60, 70 bucks profit in the next week or two, I'd probably just take that trade.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think it's a bad trade.
Okay, you want to
Yeah,
take that?
I'll take a stab. I'll throw it in the chat. I'm gonna take a stab at this trade. Nvidia. I'm gonna go a little bit tighter. Try to get a buck. I'm gonna make this about a 1-to-1. $1.21. Maybe I can get maybe just under the ask, which is probably not gonna fill. But I'll try to get like a $1.20 for this trade. So if I get filled, I'll post it. I'm working on the numbers right now. But I'm going pretty tight. I'm doing like 25 and 30 deltas, but I'm going to try to make this like just around a 1-to-1 reward to risk. 22, 21, still working. And $1.20. Come on. Probably filled at like $1.19, which is just below the mid. Come on, dude. 118. Final offer. This is it. I'm not taking this less than 118. Naturally, it fills me. All right, 118. So trade is this. I'm posting this in the chat. This is a 8/22 expiration, and I'm doing a sell 185 call, buy the 187.50 call, sell the 170 put, and buying the 167.50 put. So that trade is filled for $1.18 credit. That's going to be my max profit, and that leaves the risk of $1.32 max risk because it's a 250 wide. So $1.32 is max risk. Okay, and what I'm going to try to do is that for that $1.18 is I'm going to try to take that down to like 50 or 60 bucks profit and just try to grab it real quick. If this week, like if Nvidia's still sideways this week, maybe that gets me 30, 40, 50 bucks. I'll just take the win.
Yeah.
See if we can get some aggressive decay there. So I'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to label this one profit panel since we took it today.
I might take this one too, actually.
Yeah, I picked up. I got 120.
You would. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to take this down. I'm going to do a credit of like 60 cents debit. So I'm going to try to get like just shy of 50%. If I took the 120, I'd go 60 cents and try to take 50%. So I like that trade, Kane. So 60 cents debit to close out. See if that works. Cool. Nice rejection, by the way, at that 63.43 level. Nice rejection, actually. Looking intraday and SPX. I've got a 45 and 50 call side that I'm watching. So if that gets defended nicely, then I've got some good profit rolling in. We'll see. I've got a 63.50 gamma level that's pretty big, like Kane and I talked about. I'm still going to fade that harder with a better fill. But if it can reject off this 40 level and kind of recenter around like 20 or 10, then that would be fantastic. And just have another like up and down day. Yesterday was like down and up. Today could be up and down, like just a bunch of noise would be perfect. I hope we get it.
Seems pretty likely.
Yeah. The hardest thing, so I do trade quite a bit of 0DTE. The hardest thing is when the market just steadily goes up all day long and finishes at the highs, or the market goes steadily down all day and finishes at the lows. That's the hardest way to kind of have like a plan to like fade, or if you want to like buy the dip or sell the rally. It's hard to do that when it's already pushing to the highs and lows at the end of the day. So I mean, there's risk in these trades, but a little bit of like rejection today at that 40-50 handle would be pretty nice.
Yeah. And then like the way it moved up, it was not, I mean, it was kind of a slow crawl, but you have these large bars on the way up that gave it most of its move. And so it's a little bit easier to fade when you see something like that rather than.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Because I mean, I will say like the market's probably running with that positive news on Apple. I mean, that is a big move on Apple with a $3 billion or $3 trillion company to like get the markets rolling. I need to ask. I've got a developer that has a weighted, like it's a call option and put option volume sentiment tool that it's also weighted in Mag 7, so I can have like the overall market flows and then like the Mag 7 specifically. And it's amazing how much the market just straight up correlates with like Mag 7. So until the Mag 7 like completely changes and it's like fragmented and there's no such thing as Mag 7 anymore, it's interesting. Like, one big day in Apple, market can go up. One big day in Nvidia, the market can go up. One bad day in any of those, the market can weigh and drag. And it's just we're so concentrated in those stocks right now because of how large they are.
Yeah. Very interesting. I wanted to say too. So I was looking at for a chip company most people don't know about that I do think is undervalued. I'm not going to get into this one yet, but this is on my radar for buy and hold is Accelix. How do you say it? Axelis. Axelis
Okay.
Technologies. So they are basically an ion imprinting fab company. They pretty much are the only company that does what they do. But they're pretty beaten down. They've had, I mean, for no reason really. Like you can see their earnings, they consistently outperform their earnings expectations. So I probably want to see it break above this this 83.50 or so. But again, way off of all-time highs. They've been beaten down. Just want a little more. They had great earnings again today. But I recommend, and I can write more about this like in the newsletter about what they do, but they're really a singular company with the ion implantation. And it's kind of complex, but they're responsible for fabbing these semiconductors. Everybody needs to kind of use them. Um, Sort of like ASML, except they're better. Different business, right? Different thing that they do, but they are kind of a choke point on the whole semi industry. So I do think, and they're way off their all-time highs. I think they're unfairly beaten down. So again, just on the watch list, ACLS. If it does cross above like 85 or so, I'm probably gonna add it just to like my longer term buy and hold portfolio for everyone
Nice.
watching this. But yeah, chip companies, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um,
You guys have Micron in the portfolio? MU?
no.
No? No. That sounded like, ugh, this gets disgusting.
Yeah, I just
I'm long Micron.
are you long
Ratio
Micron?
spreads. Yeah, I mean ratio spreads tilted, but I did a it basically was a leap spread. I did a June of 2026, 155 by 170, paid $2.80. It's worth $15 if I'm right, if we get back to all-time highs. So it's got good upside potential. Based on this recent structure in Micron with that rip from April to June, if we're setting up for some type of like bullish pattern, bullish crown, market structure change to the upside, I think is tilted bullish. If we can stay above, I think we have to stay above like $100, maybe on the low end like $90. But if we stay above like $100, I think our next like potential surge in Micron over the next 12 months could be getting all-time highs. So it's a very cost-effective trade. There's no assignment risk because it's a debit spread.
Mhm.
But yeah, to pay 280 to make 15. So I mean, potentially has good structure. It's just one of those that had a good run and it's just stalled. So now what happens?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it bounced off that 102. I mean, it is still below the moving averages.
Yeah. It's kind of stuck right in the middle of all that crap right now. Like
Yeah.
it's below the 21, below the 50. It's still above the 200. But yeah, I need to see it get back above like 115 to think like, okay, maybe we're resuming this trend.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Even I mean, honestly, even if it were to break, okay, yeah, 115, 112, but 115 is pretty, yeah, that's pretty I would say that's almost like conservative based on just like the volume support zones here. But like 112 even, I'd probably be I'd probably at 112 also if it does hit even 112, these moving averages will likely have crossed over again.
Right.
So we'll be in a more trending upwards. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean it has room to run, right? When was
Yeah.
this high? This was June
Yeah.
last
Late June.
year.
And then all-time highs would have been back in last year summer. So we crashed hard like July to August. This took a big hit, but stabilized pretty well through that like September low, January low, little extra poke on Liberation Day in April this year. But like a lot of the stocks, pretty reflexive. Right back up, broke all that structure above 115. Now we're kind of hanging out around that 110, 115 zone. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. And if it's a wave cycle, if we go, swing up to 130, pull back to 100, I mean, symmetry alone maybe puts us back into those highs. If we just continue with this bullish structure, then yeah, I mean, a pullback, Yeah, I see some symmetry getting us up to like 160 to 170, which is all I need. I mean, if I take 280 and turn it into, instead of trying to max it out at 15, if I take 280 and turn it into, you know, $7 credit, $8 credit, that's still a good gain. I'd gladly take 500 to, $700 on that trade versus trying to get 1200, waiting all the way to June next year.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. It's always interesting to me how these different technical indicators can sometimes line up.
Hmm.
Like the Fibonacci here lines up pretty much with this volume shelf. So, if we do break above 110, would be a volume shelf, 112, 110, a pushing just near term. I know you're going longer term, but near term push to 120, I could see maybe even that would be the next resistance support zone, which also lines up with the volume as well. It's interesting. It all kind of lines up sometimes. So I like this one. So yeah, Maggie's asking what that MU trade was.
Yep,
I don't
I'm putting it in right now. So I don't know what I'll look and see what it's trading for. It's probably cheaper, to be honest, than when I took it. So you might be able to get the same trade for a cheaper debit. Let me check on current price because I took this trade. I've this trade open for a little bit. Let me double check. So Micron. I took this trade about 2 months ago. So let me see if it's trading for now. If I go Micron, June 18, so MU. This is going to be June of 2026. So June 18, 2026. And I buy the 155, sell the 170. That's now trading for $1.87. So you're actually getting a dollar off that trade if you like the same legs. Look at the strikes, the 155 by 170. The all-time highs were 158. So I'm kind of playing, that run into those highs or higher because I measured symmetry up to those points. But I would say if I were to take the trade from a fresh perspective today, I'd probably look at like maybe the high was 156 or so, 157. So if I did like a 150 by 160, I pay $1.55 to make 10. That's not awful. If I do 145 by 165, I pay 310 to make 20. Again, like I'm just looking for something that offers me high reward to risk if those all-time highs are tested in the next, 6 to 11 months. That would be a good sign to turn that into a nice reward to risk. I did that on MicroStrategy. My MicroStrategy trades up like 200% and has
Nice.
potential to be like up 400%. It maxes out at like 430%. So if I get a trade like that offers like a 200+%, I'm usually taking that profit. That's a pretty good win.
I love it.
Yep.
Love it. I'm actually
So not bad. I did have some auto winners today, Alex. My
Yeah,
uh,
what
my
were they?
my pinch point scanner has been doing really well, man. I told traders this morning, it's one of my favorite things to do. You place a trade, you set
You
a
want to
take
show it?
profit. Sure. Yeah, I'll show it. So let me grab the screen here. So my pinch point scanner is it was built to find me like coiled, wedged, sideways, dirt cheap option trades. And I want to say dirt cheap. I'm going to say like but trades that are like there's no like big IV expansion. Like this is going to be some type of trade where it's like everything is coiled, prices have been boring for weeks and weeks and weeks. And so 9,500 stocks that I can go on filter, like today's Go filter, is these are stocks at the ready. There's 13 stocks out of 9,500 that I would say are actionable for me to look at pricing into trading. So I've been doing this for the last couple of months now with Pinch Point. We have 18 winners in the service and 4 losers. We're at 81.8% winners. We've had over 15K in the model portfolio. And what I was saying is my favorite way to trade is you set the trade, you set the take profit, and you wake up, the trade the next day, and it's like broker automatically triggers. Because some of these tickers, man, I don't know all these tickers. I haven't memorized all these tickers. So I'm like, the trade that closed out today, I'll go to my Telegram here for Pinch Point. Pinch Point this morning, right here. We closed out Go for a winner, closed out WAT for a winner, closed out CWST for a winner. Those all hit today with automatic take profits that the broker closed me out. Like
When did you open that Go position?
not that long ago. Let me check. Go was opened in June. So
What was the trade?
it was a 15. It was a long strangle. 15 call, 12.50 put. I went both directions. It was cheap. So I traded for a 205 debit or 209 debit. And this morning, I noticed like a member of mine said, "Hey Chris, I got closed out on Go for $3 and took like nearly a 50% winner." And I was like, I should have been closed out on that then too, right? And I look and I'm like, I didn't put the take profit in, so I ended up closing out today for 30%. But Go was enough to hit like a 50% winner this morning. Had I set it, well, I do set most of the profits, like 49.3% broker closed me out, 49.7% broker closed me out, 47.4 broker closed me out, 46.5 broker closed me out, right? Like that's what's been happening most of the time. For some reason, I didn't place the take profit there, but whatever. I still took a 30% winner today, and I'm happy. But a lot of the winners, 49.5, 49.8, 46.4, 49.7, 50, 77.9, 73.2, 63.8. All those winners have been automatically closed out by just taking, so many stocks, filtering down to what are actionable, pricing them out so it's fair, because when I place these trades, I want to make sure I at least have an opportunity for 100+% return. Because if I can at least get 100% return, making 30, 40, 50% is a higher probability. So that's why I'm winning about 80+% of my trades right now. So it's just good math in my opinion. You find good trades that are ready to move, and I've been having a lot of fun with this pinch point scanner these last couple months.
That's dope.
Hey man, it's been fun.
What's
All
what earnings did you play?
I played a bunch actually. Newsbreakers, we put a lot of pending orders out yesterday. I'll read some of those off. Let's see. Eli Lilly, Celsius Holdings, DraftKings, McDonald's, Disney, Novo Nordisk, Shopify.
Did you play Celsius? How'd you do on that one?
It didn't actually do anything. I tried. I'm looking at kind of fading some of those moves. So this is CLHS. Is that right for Celsius? What's or CELH?
CELH, yeah.
Yep, CELH.
So we got, it's funny because we got yesterday there was a ton of put volume coming in on Celsius. We got a nice little pop.
Interesting. And the earnings is tomorrow morning, so we haven't even had earnings yet. So are you guys already out of the trade?
Yeah, we're out. We got like 30%, I think.
Okay.
30%. And these are all, a lot of these options trades we take with this scanner is just, there's like dailies, right? So we'll just get in and out 30%. Like sometimes we hold overnight. We got a few good overnight wins, but I mean, if you can get 30% in 2 hours, like.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's great. So yeah, they have earnings tomorrow. So I'm playing that one to possibly like. So what I did is I went out to some of the larger expected moves over the last like 15 earnings reports, and I'm looking to see if I can get a high credit fill. So I'm only 3 wide. Like for example, I'm doing on the put side, I'm doing a 33 by 30 bull put spread, and right now it's trading at 41. So if we drop down to like $31 or $31.50, I should be able to get filled on that trade. And I'm looking to pull in $2.10 credit for a $3 max
What time
spread. I'm going out to the 15th, so I'm doing like the April monthly expiration. So next, not this Friday, but next Friday expiration.
The August, you mean?
Yep, yeah. So not this Friday, but next Friday's August 15th expiration. Yep.
For Celsius? Did you say Celsius?
For Celsius, yep.
Wow. Okay.
So a 33 by 30 on the bull put side, and then a 54 by 57 bear call. So I'm doing essentially like a larger credit or like kind of an in the money iron condor. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So rather than taking like, oh, I can get 50 cents and risk, 250, I'm like, I'm gonna try to take 210 and risk 90.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get filled on those trades, but when I do get filled in the market, like gaps higher, gaps lower, and then fades and it goes back to neutral and reverts, 210 can easily turn into like $100 to $200 profit, easy.
Yeah, that's
So
sick.
yeah, I don't have to take big profit targets, but my risk is way lower. And so Eli Lilly, Celsius, DraftKings, McDonald's, Disney, Novo Nordisk, Shopify, Uber, Snap. I did get filled on Snap. I'm kind of pissed about this trade, but I'm only risking 24 cents on the contract. I did a 9 by 8 bull put spread, and the thing got filled for 76 cents. And obviously, I'm like toast on it right now because we're trading below $8. But
It's okay, man.
I'm hoping it's a fake out trade, dude. Like, why would Snap necessarily go lower? Other than we had revenue that they beat on revenue. We're right back down to major support, and I'm hoping that is like a gap fill, that this thing goes back to like $8.59, and I'll make 75 cents a contract on Snap. Hopefully, I've got this one out to the end of the month, 8/29 expiration.
There was a ton. That was a weird one. I told them in the teller this was like a YOLO play because we had like a ton of actually Snap call options at 12 coming
wow.
in. It was like 10 cents. I was like, you know what, I don't know if this is gonna work out, but they're so
Yeah.
cheap. Let's just try it, and it
Yeah.
didn't work out at all. But
Right.
um,
But I mean, but cheap.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Complete
I'm gonna
opposite way.
set
It moved $5 the opposite way, or $3 the opposite way.
that was a pretty big move to the downside. But when I saw the pre-market today, I'm like, really, dude, all the way back down to like same lows, and they beat on revenue. I'm like, I mean, I have Snapchat, like my nephews use Snapchat, and it's like we have like a family thread. And I see they're trying to sprinkle in like advertising and they're trying to monetize it. I don't know what Snapchat's problem is. I still know they have a massive user base. I'm just surprised they haven't found a better way to monetize it. That was always like Twitter's problem. That was, I mean, Reddit's clearly had no problem monetizing. That stock has ripped since IPO. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure what Snapchat's deal is, or maybe they just need to be, I don't know, man. Meta tries to buy them. You know,
Yeah,
Meta has
I
to buy it, and
know.
it'll be at like 10 or 11 bucks a share or something. Then Snapchat will cease to exist.
Dude, Elon should give up Vine and just buy Snapchat.
There you go.
I mean that'd be like honestly better. Nobody
Yeah.
remembers Vine. Did you ever use Vine back in the day?
Vine, that was like the little, was it Vine like the little videos, like the little 30 to 60-second videos?
Yeah, it was like Snapchat before
Yeah,
Snapchat.
and it was like
Yeah,
celebrity endorsed, wasn't it? Like making like little fancy videos and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, it was when I was in like freshman year of college, I think. It was big,
Okay.
but it just died like
Oh
over.
yeah, it died quick. That was as popular as MySpace.
Um, yeah, so one earnings that I was, I wish we had taken this one instead of Snap. I don't know. You play video game. You said you play Fortnite, right? You know
Yeah.
Unity, right? I don't know if you know Unity, but that's like
Developers?
yeah. So they're like they create the software for every game almost. Anyways, like Unity,
That's a big
independent
candle.
game creators, like
Yeah.
you will use Unity. Like if you go to
Okay.
Steam, right? So they have great earnings. They actually spiked really hard. They've been selling off. Can't get out of this. I want to find. I do want to get in on Unity, but I didn't get in here, and I'm not willing to get in now at
Right.
this. I want some clearer trend above break above this 38.89. 38.90, but like they do not want to do it. The earnings were good. Earnings were great, right? And video games are bigger. For anybody who doesn't know, they're bigger than Hollywood. They're bigger than all of movies combined. Like video games are a
Right.
huge industry. And Unity is like the only company that does what they do in the video game space. I don't know. They should be bigger. Again, this is just looking at, we'll see if they recover from this, but they should. I long term, like I do think they could probably reach at least 43 again. Midterm,
Yeah.
go get into the 50s. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking at the like snowflake analysis. Only thing I don't love as far as the risk is currently unprofitable, not forecast to become profitable for the next 3 years. That's the only downside. If they're burning through cash, then it's probably not a good thing for at
Yeah.
least right now. But I mean, look, man, you know me. If we come down to 20 bucks, come down to 15, this guy's doing a ratio spread. I don't mind it. If I see that, like, I mean, I look at the 50 to $58 zone. Like if we ultimately kind of trough out here around 20 bucks, I think we get back to 50. We create a measure move up to 50, and then we double. It's like that could be an easy way to catch up on the trade. But it's a little alarming to have a stock that is down, at 1.93%, and it's still down about 82%. And to look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's a good long-term hold. It's like, it's not. I think it's more like you play it, you put risk capital on it. If it pays, it could pay really, really well. But I certainly wouldn't be taking a big position on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maggie here's asking about Fortinet. I have no opinions on Fortinet. Maybe Chris does.
That's more cybersecurity space, right?
I don't. Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's cybersecurity.
Yeah. Okay.
So like
CrowdStrike looks like it is.
CrowdStrike, Fortinet, not bad. Looking at the April lows around $80, that's probably my play on that one if I like it. I mean, the stock is up and it's been trending nicely for the last couple of years. I mean, COVID was all the way down to $15 and it's reached a peak of 115. So we've had a ton of gains here these last 4 years, 4 or 5 years. But I look at the April shakeout, we were at 115, fell to 83, and now we're trading at 96. But if Alex brings the chart up, he's going to have like pretty good support. We've got some dynamic support kind of hitting right now. If I could cushion a trade where it's like as long as I'm at 80 bucks for any type of ownership, I wouldn't mind it. I'll price it out. I'll see if it's trade worthy. Let me see. Fortinet. Let's
Again,
go out.
cyber is one of those industries that you would think I know like whatever long term you can't ever prognosticate, but you would think it would have legs.
I would think, yeah, I would think it's, but you just don't know, like, is that the best game in town? Is Fortinet
Right.
like the best cybersecurity? Are there other ones? What are the competitors?
The crack
Um,
crouch, right?
so 85 by 80. This would probably be a pretty decent play. If I like it, let me check some Snowflake here. Let's go FTNT. Make sure we have some upside potential on discounted cash flow. Snowflake looks good. No detected risks. Earnings forecast to grow. Fair value. Okay, so we've got price to earnings at 39 times. Fair value is about $100. Palo Alto's competitor, but it's way more expensive. Fortinet's 39 times earnings. Palo Alto's 91 times earnings. So from that standpoint, like, okay, I'd say if I'm going to own one that's cheaper, it's like I think the multiples are a little bit cheaper on Fortinet, which is not bad. But here's the trade I look at. It's an income trade. Let me price it out. I've got about an 85% chance of profit. I would do an 85 by 80 ratio spread. It does take some capital to take that trade, but I would get about $1.50 income, and I take that trade out to December. And if I own the shares, I'd own the shares pretty cheap. I'd own shares at 80 minus $1.48 minus the 5 profit trap. $73.52 would be my ownership, and that would be below the April lows. So I mean, from the recent highs down to $73, I'd have about a 35% cushion from the all-time highs. From current price, we'd have to drop another 23% below the April lows, and still I'd have like cushion for break even. So Alex, I think I just found a trade for today. So good work on Maggie throwing that out there. I'm gonna take a trade. So let me try to get a $1.50 on this one and
We'll
see.
write that out too in the chat.
Yep, I'll get. Let me see if I can get it filled for $1.50, and then I'll post it. So $1.50 not filling. I'm willing to take $1.45. That's kind of my low end on this trade. $1.49, $1.48. 47, 46. All right, $1.45 final offer doesn't fill. I'm not going to take the trade. 45, not filling. That's weird. That's actually, I mean, the mid price is now fluctuating a little bit. I'm gonna put a pin in that one. But yeah, I'll come back to that one. I think that's a pretty good trade. 85 by 80 puts me at a break even at 73, but I'm just not going to go, I'm not going to trade 5-10 cents below the mid price on a spread. So I'm trying to get a better fill. But yeah, I'll watch it. I think it's a valid setup. Um, I'm just curious, like, I don't know, I might do a little more digging in that like cybersecurity space. Like maybe they're not the only game in town. So are there ways to trade multiple cybersecurities? Is there an ETFs for cybersecurity? I'm sure there is. In fact, I'm just going to type
Yeah, there
in.
is.
And there is. There's something cybersecurity. There is a cybersecurity ETF called CIBR that. Let me see what this one has as far as holdings. Let's see here. Total holdings, 33 different companies. Small cap exposure. I don't love that. Let me
What
see
trade did
here.
you? I don't want to distract you. I'm
Oh,
curious what trade you did on Lily. Did you take it to the downside?
both. I'm trying to do that in the money, like deep in the money, Iron Condor.
Yeah, okay.
So I did an 860 by 870 bear call spread, 670 by 660 bull put spread. That's 10 wide, and I'm trying to get 750. So I'm trying to risk very little, which means we have to basically hit my tops or hit my bottoms for me to have a chance to get filled.
All right. Well, we do have some 730 unusual puts coming in for August 8th.
730. Okay.
730, 732.50.
Okay.
Show you.
Let's see.
How would that play out for you?
Um, if it was there, like 700s do me no good. I'm not going to get filled if it's in the 700s.
Mm-hmm.
I need a pretty big pop up or down for me to get
Yeah.
filled, which is fine. I mean, some of these trades don't fill, but it's okay.
Oh, got a call coming in now on August 15th for 767 though. Yeah, yeah. This is a weird one. I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't even trade this one. I think Lily's pretty expensive. We've just been playing like cheap options, really.
Yeah.
This is just like, dude, cheap options with this high put volume, or not put or call volume, weird volume coming in. I'm trying to think. Eighth, 732 puts. Oh, yeah, we're not gonna do that. That Lily is expensive. 1820 per contract.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I hope it works out, man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, the forward guidance you would think would be a little down because of all the tariffs that he announced on the pharmaceutical companies, right? And Lilly is American, though, I do believe.
Yeah, they're in Indiana. I knew them from my days at Purdue. It was like
Oh,
right down the road in Lafayette,
okay, cool.
and it was Ozempic that put them on the map.
Oh,
They
they
were
were
just yeah. They were like one of the big beneficiaries of Ozempic. They had like a partnership with some European biotech, and like Eli Lilly was pumping Ozempic. So
interesting.
that's where like that's where the huge gain came from, was Ozempic. So I guess you can thank the Kardashians for their success.
Did they market Ozempic? Was that, or did they start that? I didn't know.
I don't know if they marketed it or they just had it. Eli
Yeah,
Lilly, Ozempic. Let's see what it says here. Um, so Zepbound, which was basically their version of Ozempic.
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
weight loss pill works as well as
Yeah,
Ozempic, cheapest Ozempic online. Like I mean, they were in that's what like brought the huge gains that Eli Lilly saw from 23 to present have been because of Ozempic. So if only Pfizer would get into the weight loss gain instead of doing, you know, blue pills and COVID vaccines.
I
They need to
know.
get into the Ozempic weight loss gain, you know.
Yeah, yeah, they're not looking too hot, are they?
I mean, but I mean, it's just I own Pfizer, and I just own it because it's oversold, tons of divergence. I think we could at least pop back up to fair value at like 35 to 40 bucks. The dividend's not awful. I mean, it's a 7% dividend. So for a fairly low, it's a beta 0.41. It's not really correlated. And I mean, even if we just stall around like 24, $25 and I can still collect 7%, I'm okay with that as an owner. But if we get up into like the 30s and let's say, I'd be stoked at 30 because I own my break even's like 25. So if we get to 30, I probably take the profit, sell some in the money calls, get the extra premium, get it called away. But fair value on Pfizer is, I want to say like 36. Let me check that right here. So PFE. Pfizer, I mean, so we have trading 65.5% below discounted cash flow model. We have a 13 times earnings, so pretty inexpensive. Fair value is $71, which who knows how long that takes, but that's a discounted cash flow model. I think 30 to 35 is reasonable. I just think I dragged a giant fib from like the 55 highs all the way down to like these recent lows. And I mean, come on, man. Like a pullback would be fantastic. I think 32, I'd be really happy. I think 35, I'd be thrilled. I'm not looking to hold Pfizer much longer than that. So if I own it at 25, get rid of it at 30 to 35, I'm actually like pretty happy with that.
So you went basically from like here to the like recent lows.
Yeah, you're showing your unusual options, by the way.
Oh, yeah, there's so many screens.
Yep, exactly. So I mean, all those levels, it's like, yeah, I just want to see it pull back into like that orange zone to be perfect. We pull back in the orange zone, I'm a happy trader.
Yeah,
A little bit of a correction, not asking for the stock to rebound and get to all-time highs, but it's like I've used a lot of call options. I've had some puts that have helped me with protection. At this point, we're oversold on the weekly time frame. We're oversold on the monthly time frame. We've got diversions on both of those. I'm not saying this company needs to have like a squeeze to the upside, but man, it'd be great just to see some momentum break back above. I mean, if you got moving averages too, my daily time frame moving averages are still like this thing's still in a sell zone. So I need to see price break above 26. We
yeah,
get above 26, it looks a lot different. Like the structure changes above 26. So we'll see if we get there.
yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, it is wild though, because it's like you think about Pfizer, it's like owning Pfizer at $24, or even like if it was you
I
got in
know.
the lows at 21.
I know.
That's
It's pretty
a pretty
cheap.
good entry, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
just like one of the biggest pharma companies in the world.
Yep.
Is it the biggest? I don't know what the biggest is. It's one of the biggest.
That is a good question. Biggest
But
pharma companies. Eli Lilly, Johnson and Johnson's probably right up there.
yeah,
Pfizer's right up there. Let me check.
biggest pharma companies
By revenue, Johnson and Johnson's number one.
by market cap. Lilly, Johnson Johnson's number two. AbbVie,
Pfizer's
Pfizer's
top five.
11 actually.
Market cap. Okay, I've got top five in revenue. So top 11 market cap.
top 11 market cap.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Beaten by Amgen. I always forget about Amgen. I feel like
Yeah. It's
Pfizer, Johnson Johnson, Lilly are just the more. They're like maybe Novo also, but
yeah.
the more
Bristol
like
Myers Squibb, Abbott Labs. Like I'm looking, it's like so top 15, we got some competition, man. China's up there, Switzerland's up there, Great Britain, Sweden, Germany,
yeah,
France, Denmark. Like we got some competition in the top 15 for pharma. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if this, pharma tariffs are going to be penalizing or if like, they've all made enough money that they can stomach it. It's kind of like, how banks just pay penalties every year when they do something
Yeah, I know.
illegal.
It's like the cost of doing business.
Right, like Wells Fargo's like, yeah, we created thousands of fake accounts and we'll pay you $5 billion, but don't bother us anymore. Done. Right.
Right.
So pharma kind of the same thing. It's like, yeah, we've gouged, we created an opioid crisis, blah 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 blah, but yeah, we'll pay the fines. Don't bother us anymore. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a slap in the wrist, tariffs, and then they figure it out. So I don't know. It's been really disruptive into the healthcare space, but I don't know how bad it gets. I mean, for example, UNH on paper, it's like UNH is still fundamentally very strong, but it's a terrible stock this year.
Yeah.
And I'm stupid enough to have some ratio spreads in it. So that's going to be an interesting way to see what price does. I think if we, work our way back to like 275 or 300, I'll be fine. My break even is going to be like 245. So I mean, the low's around 236 right now. I could probably come out of that trade unscathed, maybe make a few bucks. That might be one of my few ratio spreads that maybe even gives me a profit trap. That one I think is out to the end of the year. Let me check here. UNH at the bottom.
I mean, the largest insurer in the world.
I know, dude.
You
Um,
in this chart, I don't know. I'm not willing to go in on it, but again, it's like the largest insurer
it's
in the
kind of it's kind of a crazy chart, man. Where I'm like, how did it? So I look at a chart like that where it's like straight down, and then we retest the lows. From a technical standpoint, if that is oversold with divergence, that thing should have the ability to squeeze back up to 100 or 300 plus. And if we do
yeah.
that, my trades are going to be fine. Like I'm down about 2 grand on my trade right now. That potentially the income I'm looking for is $600. That's what my ratio spread offered me was $6.22. But I also have a $10 profit trap. So there's a chance that I can make $1,600 on that trade, and I have this over like 9 accounts. So it could be like a great trade. It's just, can we stay above 260? Can we stay above 270? Can we get back to 300? And if we do, then awesome. But it's when I think when we were on here last week and Jeffrey Turnmeyer was talking about, I see levels at 220. I'm like, okay, that's gonna require some work on my end where it's like I will have to take the shares and then just quickly, spend 30 to 60 days lowering costs and trying to basically repair it. It's doable. I can repair it. I'm not that worried about it. But yeah, I honestly like I hope I don't get a sign because it's easier to make money if it stabilizes here around like that 230, 230, 240 area. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what's driving this sell-off. I mean, obviously they
Yeah,
went
me
the
neither.
Luigi thing, but I
Yep.
don't know fundamentally. I mean, they are missing like their last earnings. They missed. I mean, revenue was fine.
Yeah, I
Earnings
know.
per share was lower, but
Yep.
it's just it's a weird. I mean, this is almost caught up. It's almost like a political stock almost now. So
Kinda.
it's technical analysis can maybe get a little bonky with this. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Well,
Well, even yeah, I mean this like CB for Chubb and Progressive, like all those have taken a bit of a hit. I trade those a decent amount. Like Progressive has been pretty solid. It's a good dividend. It's pretty low volatility. Um, but I do think that there is, I don't know. I'm wondering if like people just stop paying for insurance at some point. It's so ridiculous. Like and just like I'm kind of a living testament to like what just happened with insurance because I had I moved out here to Utah just over 2 years ago, and having a car insurance policy back in Michigan was like maybe $100 a month ish for an SUV. I come out here and you have to change your license, change your address, blah blah blah, and now it's like $300, and I'm like, what? Like
yeah.
how is this area three times the price? That's
It's
crazy to me.
weird. Why is that in Utah? I don't because you
Well,
get
there's
lower cost of living
all these
state.
claims, and I'm like, well, it's not my claim, dude. Like, why is my price going up because there's claims around the area? It's like I drive like twice a week. I literally work from home. I drive twice a week. That's it. Mondays and Tuesdays I'm on the road. Wednesday through Sunday I barely touch my vehicle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've expressed this. They don't care, but I just ended up like shaving down some of the liability insurance and shaving off some of the personal protection stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I don't drive that much to like justify that type of price, so I like cut it down. Right now my car insurance is way less, but it's like I had to really gut my policy in order to make it like affordable because it was insane for the same coverage was triple the price. It's nuts.
Yeah. It's because all those people drive fast on the desert, man. All those mountain roads.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's because you drive through the mountains, you got falling rocks, and people are. I mean, there's one car
Fire.
accidents all over the place, and people don't pay attention. They're probably texting and driving on sidewinding mountain roads, and they just hit a guardrail like morons. But don't text and drive, folks. That's the
Yeah.
takeaway.
Yep.
So,
Profit panel. Wednesday, August 6th. Don't text and
PSA for
drive.
the day.
See what you
Exactly.
learn when you come here.
That's right.
We give you
Not just
life
trading,
advice.
but we keep you safe too.
We were talking about vegetarianism versus carnivore diet before you came on. It's just this
Oh,
is
interesting. Interesting.
we'll take this anywhere, folks.
Let's take the show on the road, Alex.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been talking about this, and we were talking before Chris, you got on about this. You can see it on the screen here, my wave indicator.
Mhm.
Wanted to tell more people more about that, because we are hitting more volatility, right? Volatility means stocks go up, they go down. Wave indicator is one of the ways you can play this wave. And let me just to show you what I mean here. Let's go SPY and we'll look at the intraday chart. We've had members trading this on daily charts, monthly charts, weekly charts. We've had traders playing it on intraday charts as well. You can see here, basically, we just play waves of price action, and this thing tells you. I'm going to explain more, but you can see the put here. You would have just bought where the profit target line said, an option there. Would have made well off on that trade. Could have flipped it around when we recovered earlier in the morning, taken a call option right at the profit target line, and you would be looking really, really pretty. And this is just on SPY, right? You can use this and plug it into your trading view. You can use it on any chart you want, and Thinkorswim. So I'm going to get into that. Show you guys how it works, how I built it, and why I love it, and honestly, what people have been doing with it, which is pretty cool to see too, because we've had some amazing traders use this to find some amazing trades. So let's get into it, shall we, folks?